Well, for the heck of it, we tried something new. We ordered a pizza from the harbor, and it's going to take an hour to get here. And then, on a whim, we decided to order some Chinese from the moon. And by by actuality and delivery time, they might show up at the same time or close to the same time, but they might not. I might not even post this, but just the way it was working, because it took an hour, and then when I ordered that, they usually say 10 minutes, but 20 minutes for the delivery of the food. So in all actuality, if the pizza's running a little late and the fast food gets here on time or gets here a couple of minutes early, they will literally show up at the same time, and it'll be the first time ever. This is only our second time ordering from like Grubhub and DoorDash, I think, or third time. One each, I think, is what it was. So this would be our third time ordering in general, but second time for both. And then on a whim, we decided to order the same day so we could have a little bit of the Chinese food, and more so the Chinese food for tomorrow. But those places don't usually open early, so we're going to keep the food and then just reheat it in the morning or for lunch, That way we have it. So we're trying to plan ahead, and the pizza, we'll have half of that left most likely. So it's just a unique time in history that you can order DoorDash and Grubhub. At least in our town, that's the only two you can get right now that I know of. So it's just a unique time, and I just had to try it. I was inclined to, and then I seen last time that Walgreens has delivery now through one of them, and it was just neat that they're doing that where the other stores I haven't caught up yet. So I give kudos to Walgreens for having that. I mean, obviously the Walmart has done that for a while now, especially other areas and other big. But around here, it's the only little store that's doing it that I know of right now. So it's cool because that's definitely the future. I mean, it's funny, years ago, before I was a kid, grocery delivery was a thing, and it still might have been in big cities, but not here. And I always wondered why they didn't have it. And next thing you know, boom, grocery delivery. Everybody's delivering food. I always wondered why we didn't have fast food delivery in the 80s, and then bam, it took all the way to 2020 to get full swing everywhere. I mean, I know some places was doing it a year ago, but most of these places have just caught on in the last year or two, and most of them's more recent. Now the local ones are doing it. It's just an awesome time to live for food delivery, even though we're in a pandemic, which is scary and sad all in itself. But past the sad part of it, it's just crazy that stuff's going on. And sometimes the delivery fees on some places is expensive, but these ones here really weren't bad. It's only a few dollars more. I mean, you pay more than that in tip when you go to the place, seriously, on some of them. So what we're getting today, the fee and the tip and everything's reasonably cheap. I mean, compared to what you'd pay for tip in the place. And by the time you go out and get there, and it's nice to get out, but with all the stuff in the pandemic going on, I don't know. It's just for us at this very moment, getting the food delivery and having it delivered, it's just a weird but awesome time that this stuff would be going on. And if the pandemic hadn't happened, life would be really grand for everybody. But that's the sad part of the situation, and I don't even know what brought all that up, because it's not, I don't know. I mean, it's just hard time to explain with all the controversy going on and all the riots and controversies that's happened in the world, and it doesn't usually affect a lot of the small towns like it does the big cities. And I mean, there's a lot of good parts to that, but it usually when you have the ceremonies in the small towns, you don't have the riots and the fighting. Usually they're more peaceful, which is awesome. And we wish that in the big cities they could do that too. And I realize some of their voices haven't been heard, and that's a whole different story. But just across the board, and then when the pandemic hit, and now the government vote's going on, and everybody's got different views of where they should lie, and I mean, and across the board, when the big governments and corporations and maybe one of the world religions all get together and help create a more peaceful society through helping the poor, sick, dying, and everybody in between with medical benefits, food, shelter, across the board of the globe, of the planet, and stop doing it for profit and greed, maybe the world will be a different place. Because I know there's a lot of governments that do care, and I do know that there's a lot of corporations that care, and a lot of people with wealth care. They give to charities, and maybe some of them need to see which charities are given to and who it's helping. I mean, across the board, I see people even talk about, where's this money go for this charity or that charity, and maybe they just need to follow it a little bit closer to find out if you're giving to a charity, is it going back to rich people, or is it going to help the indigenous people? Is it going to help poor qualified people? Is the government money going to help small business, or just big business, which is putting more money in the executives' pockets. Because if it's going to help the small businesses, it's usually going to help local communities. If it's just going to help big businesses and put money in the executives' pockets, then it's not really helping anybody. It's just making a certain class of people richer. And I don't even know why all this come up, but it did. So I'm going with it. So it's just, I guess it turned out to be this thought or that thought. And then when you think about it, life is grand, but there's sucky parts of it, and there always have been. And it's the part that we got to live past it. And for those of us that are making it or are trying to make it, and there's so many different levels of conversation that could go on here, it's crazy. But when you can unite the world religions, the world corporations, the world governments for a more peaceful, calm society, and you can actually help people from all levels find the balance and maintain it, where it will help work labor laws, fairness, equality for all across the globe. And I think you can do it without a world government. I think you just need world cooperation to where the governments can get along better, the people get along better, and it will be a more helpful, productive society for the world, for the universe, for us all. And, well, that's my thoughts today. I hope y'all have a good day. Y'all take care. I hope this makes sense. I hope that we can find the peace and positivity to help make the world a better place from a crazy video, a non-crazy video, from whatever prayer, thought, meditation, rattle, drum, whatever it takes, in positive, peaceful ways and means, whenever possible, that we will find equality for everybody on the planet, man, woman, child, equally. Thank you. That's my thoughts. It's funny how it all started over a food order. Who's to even think it at this point? And prayers and blessings to you all. I hope you all take care and be well.